is with me, and I'm super excited that he's coming to Surat. Uh, Anand, we are into process of making Surat IT Hub, and with that reason only we are inviting you here, and we have arranged 2 hours of seminar. So, whole people and personally, I would like to know that what are going to cover in that. Could you please focus some lights on this?
So thank you, Chetan, for inviting me. I had come to one event live last year, and I was very excited and honored by the reception and the excitement that I could see in Surat. And I had already promised at that time that I'll come back to Surat for an in-person workshop. So I'm very happy to make this trip. We are going to be in Surat on 10th and 11th. And on the 10th, we are doing a 2-hour seminar. So what are we going to cover in that seminar? So let me try to give you a little bit of a glimpse of what we plan to cover. So in general, what we find is that smaller businesses typically have issues that are very different from the very large companies. So how you run a small company and is very different from the way you run a large business. And a lot of the management books and everything else talk a lot about how to run a large company. So Ashok and I, we are planning to focus on what are the challenges that very small businesses have and help them decide how they should run their business so that they can be successful and also scale their business accordingly. So there are 2-3 specific things that I want to mention about what we want to discuss in the seminar. So one of the challenges that entrepreneurs or founders have is that founders themselves need to scale. As the company grows, they must also grow in terms of their ability and their expertise. So what should they do to sort of scale themselves and build personal strength to lead the company as the company grows? So we'll spend some time on that. The other thing we want to focus on is the importance of leadership. Even if you are a small business, you need to be a leader in your market, because if you are a leader in your market, then you get the good business. And there are strategies of how small businesses should focus on niche areas so that they can become a leader in that market. I have personally found this to be very appropriate at Persistent, and in the second orbit workshop that we do with many companies, we have found that this single specific thing, that if you focus on a set of things and you define leadership in a certain way, then you get very good traction and momentum in your business. So we want to share with you as to how you create this focus and how should small businesses focus. So that's one part. The second part, we want to discuss a little bit about how to build your own team and especially look at building a network of mentors, advisors, and board members. So how should you work together to make all of these things work? Because at the end of it, if you are well focused and have a team that can work with you, then you are in a much better situation to be successful. So that will be the focus of what we will talk in this seminar, Chetan. And I'm really looking forward to it.
Thank you, Dr. Deshpande. Friends, Persistent is a very big company having 21,000, more than 21,000 team members and 35,000 crores market cap. So as Anand correctly told that for the small company, we need to focus on the needs. So Anand, I can conclude that you are going to connect our why with how, right?
Yes, and one thing I want to mention here is that even though we are 21,000 people and whatever 30,000 plus crores in market cap, we also were a small company when we started.
Wow.
Okay, so I started the business in 1990. And just to give you a sense, in the first 10 years, in 2000, we touched 100 people for the first time in 99. In 2001, we were a 125-person company. Of course, the market situation was different. But what I know is that I've run a small business before. And we have seen the small business grow over the years. And this growth has required me as an individual founder to transform myself and be ready for these changes that we have seen. And being focused has really helped Persistent be successful. So I'm going to share my experience and experience of other such companies who have been able to scale their businesses by being focused building a good team, boards, mentors, and all of those things. And that is what I want to share. So the fact that we are large is incidental. The reality is we were also small one day. We have grown to be large. So that is what we will share.
Yes, that would be great learning for us, that you are going to share your real life learning, and that will be the amazing thing for us, that what should we do and how should we do. And the one thing you have mentioned, that is focus. And the I think you also grown from the scratch, so you have seen the black and white of life.
Correct.
Anand, may I know ki there will be question answer session will be there or not?
No, no, absolutely. The thing is, what we want to do is we are going to take 2 or 3 topics, give a little bit of an overview. So we have 2 hours total. So I want to spend, we want to take three broad topics, 15-20 minutes of each of those topics, 15 to 20 minutes, so half an hour. Each of those topics, we will talk for half the time and take questions for the other half. And then after we have completed these 3 topics, we will do a full Q&A after that. So almost half the time we will do Q&A, because what I want to share, and this is very important for it. So what happens during Q&A is that when people come into these sessions, they believe that their problems are very unique and only they
Yes.
have those problems. The reality is that everybody has the same set of problems. So what we will do is, when you ask your questions, you will see other people in the room who will give you the answers to your own questions. I don't need to answer them.
Oh,
And
yes,
what
that
will
would be
happen
great,
is that
Chetan.
you will find, and you do this, Chetan, all the time, right? So what I'm very excited about is that, see, I'm not going to give you a plan on how to do it on your own. You have to build your own plan. But you'll need support for doing that. And how do you build a community? How will you work with each other to build that plan? That is what we will focus on. So I want to give you the tools that you need to grow your business rather than do it for you. So we will spend time in answering questions and working together. And you have, meaning I know the fact that you have been working with small businesses and you completely understand that. So we are hoping that you would continue our collaboration. We will figure out a way where you can continue to support the local Surat companies, so they are not left beyond this session. So we will do this session. We will give you tools and ideas. We'll hope that each of your companies will have an opportunity to try these things out and work with each other and work with you to make sure that they can deploy these in their own life and in their own business.
So thank you so much, Anand. This is amazing information you have provided. That would be great for participants. So participants, I would like to tell you now that Anand is going to share some tools, methodology, and experience. We have to now come up with our questions. And as it's our business, I think we must know what to do, how to do. And with the wisdom, we can use his experience in our life and to grow our business. So thank you so much. So Anand, welcome to Surat. We are excited. Thank you. Thank you for this time.
Yes, I look forward to it.
Thank you.